Imagine a luxury sports car with all the bells and whistles. See how it grips the road at high speeds, accelerates effortlessly, and turns like a dream. Now imagine someone destroying it with a sledgehammer, popping the wheels and setting fire to the engine. That is what some NFL teams do to their quarterbacks. They ruin them. What if I told you that some of the NFL's most promising quarterbacks didn't just retire? They were systematically broken by the very organizations that drafted them. What if the same patterns that destroyed careers in 2002 are still happening today? Today, we're diving into the untold stories of three quarterbacks whose careers were derailed not by lack of talent, but by organizational failure. From RG3's meteoric rise and devastating fall in Washington to Andrew Luck's shocking retirement that sent shockwaves through the NFL. We'll explore how David Carr became the blueprint for breaking a quarterback, setting a template that, unfortunately, organizations still follow today. But here's what makes this story incredible. Stephen Ruiz, writing for The Ringer, recently identified the exact three-step formula that NFL teams use to destroy their young quarterbacks. Step 1, hire the wrong offensive coordinator. Step 2, give that coordinator players who don't fit his system. Step 3, overwhelm the quarterback until he breaks. Sound familiar? And yet this is still happening today. From Chicago's Caleb Williams to Jacksonville's Trevor Lawrence, the cycle continues. But our three protagonists found something more valuable than Super Bowl rings. They found peace, purpose, and success beyond the game that nearly destroyed them. Their stories reveal how organizational incompetence can waste generational talent, costing teams hundreds of millions of dollars and fans decades of hope. But they also show that human resilience can triumph over institutional failure, and that sometimes walking away from everything you've worked for is the greatest victory of all. Robert Griffin III, from phenomenon to forgotten. Robert Griffin III's 2012 rookie season was pure magic. The Heisman Trophy winner completed 65.6% of his passes for 3,200 yards and 20 touchdowns while adding 815 rushing yards. He set NFL rookie records for passer rating at 102.4 and led a 2-14 Washington team to 11-5 and the playoffs. His jersey became the league's top seller, endorsement deals poured in, and Griffining went viral. But Washington had mortgaged their future, trading 3 first-round picks to draft him. Coach Mike Shanahan later admitted owner Daniel Snyder forced the trade despite preferring Andrew Luck, calling it absolutely crazy. The collapse began in Week 14 against Baltimore when Haloti Ngata hit Griffin's knee. Despite a Grade 1 LCL sprain, Griffin continued playing through the playoffs, suffering severe damage that required surgery on both his LCL and ACL. In February 2013, Griffin wrote on a blackboard, "Change things. Change our protections. Unacceptable. Bottom line." He demanded they scrap the running plays that made him successful, insisting he was a drop-back quarterback, not a running quarterback. This meeting revealed that Snyder, the owner, was undermining his own coaching staff and manipulating the young quarterback, essentially telling Griffin to force the coaches to change their proven system. The numbers tell the destruction story. Griffin's completion percentage dropped to 60.1% in 2013, touchdowns fell to 16, interceptions rose to 12. By 2014, he managed just 4 touchdowns against 6 interceptions before a dislocated ankle ended his season. In 2015, he practiced as a safety and never played. Today, Griffin thrives as a media personality with his podcast RG3 and the Ones, and advocates for proper quarterback development, proving an intelligence that extends far beyond football. David Carr, the original blueprint for destruction. David Carr arrived in Houston as the NFL's newest franchise quarterback in 2002. The Fresno State star had completed 62.7% of his passes in college, with 65 touchdowns against 22 interceptions, earning the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award. The Texans immediately failed him. Carr was sacked 76 times as a rookie, an NFL record that stands decades later. The average quarterback that season absorbed 35 sacks. Carr took more than double. Over 5 Houston seasons, he was sacked 249 times, nearly 50 per season compared to Tom Brady's 236, over his first 5 years behind New England's superior line. In 2002 alone, Carr fumbled 21 times, recovering 12, another NFL record. His 59.7% career completion percentage masked constant pressure. His 23-56 record as Houston's starter represented one of the worst win percentages for a first overall pick ever. The psychological damage was visible. Carr began looking for pressure before surveying receivers, the classic sign of a broken quarterback. The numbers were damning. Carr was sacked on 11.8% of dropbacks compared to the 6 to 7% league average. The Texans asked their franchise quarterback to operate under mathematically impossible conditions. His career totals, 1,353 completions for 14,452 yards and just 65 touchdowns over 11 seasons, represented massive unfulfilled potential. After Houston released him in 2007, Carr's NFL journey became a painful tour of backup roles and broken dreams. He signed with Carolina but managed just 4 starts before suffering a back injury that essentially ended his hopes of redemption, completing only 53.7% of his passes with 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. The Giants offered him a lifeline as Eli Manning's backup, where he finally learned what proper quarterback preparation looked like. But by then, the damage was irreversible. His final stops in San Francisco and a return to New York yielded just 7 total appearances over 4 seasons, throwing a mere 3 touchdown passes. The numbers were brutal: 11 seasons, 79 games played, but only 42 starts after leaving Houston, with a career-ending 74.9 passer rating that told the story of a generational talent destroyed by organizational negligence. Today, Carr has found purpose as offensive coordinator at Bakersfield Christian High School and NFL Network analyst, using his painful experience to help young quarterbacks avoid his fate. Andrew Luck, the ultimate what-if. Andrew Luck represented quarterback perfection. The Stanford graduate completed 67% of his passes in college, with 82 touchdowns against 22 interceptions. His 2012 rookie season broke records: 4,374 passing yards and 11 wins, most ever by a first overall pick. Over 7 seasons, Luck posted a 53-33 record while throwing for 23,671 yards and 171 touchdowns, despite missing all of 2017. His 2014 playoff comeback against Kansas City, rallying from 38-10 to win 45-44, showcased his brilliance, but organizational failure was slowly killing him. The problem started in 2015 with a torn labrum, partial abdominal tear, and lacerated kidney. The Colts pushed him back too quickly, creating a vicious cycle. Recently signing a $140 million extension in 2016, Luck played through obvious shoulder pain. His passer rating dropped from 96.5 in 2014 to 74.9 in 2015. Luck was sacked 174 times while playing for the Colts over 7 seasons, 25 per year compared to Brady's 21. His rushing yards fell from 341 in 2016 to 148 in 2018, showing his declining mobility. The breaking point came during 2019 preseason. Dealing with ankle and calf injuries that wouldn't heal, Luck realized he was trapped in this process of injury and rehabilitation. On August 24, 2019, at age 29, he shocked the world by retiring, walking away from $58 million to preserve his ability to, as he put it, live the life I want to live. Today, Luck serves as Stanford's general manager, fired coach Troy Taylor in 2024, hired former Colts coach Frank Reich as interim replacement, and works as a volunteer high school coach. He's now a devoted father living on his own terms without the institutional pressure. The pattern continues. Caleb Williams' rookie season. The tragic stories of these 3 quarterbacks aren't isolated incidents. They represent a systematic 3-step pattern that continues to destroy NFL careers today. Step 1 is hiring the wrong offensive coordinator. Chicago's Bears exemplified this with Shane Waldron, whose McVay-inspired system failed spectacularly with then-rookie Caleb Williams. Waldron couldn't establish a running game, which undermined the play-action concepts essential to his scheme. Williams completed just 39.5% of his passes and was sacked 68 times before Waldron was fired mid-season. Step 2 involves giving the wrong coordinator players who don't fit his system. The Bears surrounded Williams with talented receivers like Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze, but neither excelled at the run blocking essential to Waldron's offense. Running back DeAndre Swift ranked near the bottom in next-gen stats rush yards over expected, showing the disconnect between personnel and scheme. Step 3 is overwhelming the quarterback until he breaks. Williams at that time led the NFL in throwaways and had the 3rd most 3rd and long situations, clear indicators of a young quarterback under extreme duress. His average time to scramble of 6.44 seconds, the highest in the NFL, showed a player paralyzed by the dysfunction around him. The pattern repeats across the league. Houston's C.J. Stroud has recently regressed under Bobby Slowick's system, while Jacksonville's Trevor Lawrence recently struggled with Press Taylor's outdated schemes. Of the 15 quarterbacks drafted in the first round since 2021, 8 have already been benched or lost their jobs permanently. The cost of this organizational malpractice extends beyond individual careers. The 3 quarterbacks previously mentioned alone represented over $400 million in contract value, and countless draft picks traded to acquire them. The ripple effects touch entire fan bases, coaching staffs, and franchise futures. Yet their stories also offer hope. Each found success and fulfillment beyond the game that nearly destroyed them. RG3 became a media personality and advocate for quarterback development. David Carr, a respected coach and analyst who helps young players avoid his fate, and Andrew Luck, a university executive living life on his own terms. They prove that while organizations may break careers, they cannot break the human spirit or the intelligence that made these men special in the first place. The NFL's quarterback development crisis continues, but perhaps by understanding these cautionary tales, future organizations can break the cycle that has claimed so many promising careers. The talent is there. What's needed is the wisdom to nurture it properly.